Vishnupad, Paramahansa, Acharya, also Tedas, Shimad, His Divine Grace Savaya Chalana, Bhaktivedanta Goswami, Srila Prabhupad Ki Jai, ISKCON, Acharya, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. And I go to your voice now, bring me the Jai. Namacharya Srila Ki Jai. Friend, say, go Sri Krishna, Chaitanya Prabhu, Nityananda, Shadwaita Gadadha. Shivasati Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Gaur Premananda. All glorious excellencies, all glorious excellencies. All glorious excellencies, all glorious to Shri Guru and Gauranga, Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Kudale Srimad Bhagavatam. Namaste, Saraswati Devi, Gaurvani Journey, Namaste, Srimad Bhagavatam. Please return. So, we will be reading from Bhagavatam, Canto, first chapter. So next step after we read yesterday. Om Namo. Yeah. Wow. You made this by yourself. I know. Oh. She's expert at everything.
Yes, okay.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Shri Shri Vacha. Samyak Vivasita Buddhis. Tava Rajarshi Sattama. Vasudeva Kathayam Te.
Vasudeva Kathayam Te.
Yajjata Nashtikirate.
Yajjata Nashtikirate.
Shri Shurvacha.
Shri Shurvacha.
Samyagyavasita Buddhis.
Samyagyavasita Buddhis.
Tava Rajarshi Sattama.
Tava Rajarshi Sattama.
Vasudeva Kathayam Te.
Vasudeva Kathayam Te.
Yasjata Nashtikirate.
Yajjata Nashtikirate.
Shri Shurvacha.
Shri Shurvacha.
Samyagyavasita Buddhis.
Samyagyavasita Buddhis.
Tava Rajarshi Sattama.
Tava Rajarshi Sattama.
Vasudeva Kathayam Te.
Vasudeva Kathayam Te.
Yajjata Nashtikirate.
Yajjata Nashtikirate.
Shri Sukha Uvacha.
Shri Sukha Uvacha.
Samyagyavasita Buddhis.
Samyagyavasita Buddhis.
Tava Rajarshi Sattama.
Tava Rajarshi Sattama.
Vasudeva Kathayam Te.
Vasudeva Kathayam Te.
Yajjata Naistikirate.
Yajjata Nashtikirate. Shri Sukha Uvacha.
Samyagyavasita Buddhis.
Samyagyavasita Buddhis.
Tava Rajarshi Sattama.
Tava Rajarshi Sattama.
Vasudeva Kathayam Te.
Vasudeva Kathayam Te.
Yajjata Naishikirati.
Yajjata Naishikirati.
Famous person. So anybody, any other ladies?
I didn't bring my
phone.
Oh, you bring your phone. Usually you're the most
Oh,
vocal person.
No,
We
no,
were. Anyway.
Sri Sukharvacha.
Sri Prabhupad
Samyak Vyavasase Samyavyavasita Buddhi
Samyak Vyavasita Buddhi
Savarajasi Sattama
Savarajasi Sattama
Vasudeva Kathayante
Vasudeva Kathayante
Yajjata Nasati Kirati
Yajjata Nasati Kirati Sri Sukavacha Samyak Vyavasita Buddhi
Savarajasi
Sattama
Vasudeva Kathayante
Vasudeva Kathayante
Yajjata Naishtikirati
Yajjata Naishtikirati.
All right. Sri Shubhavacha.
Sri Sukavacha
Sri Shukadeva Goswami said.
Sri Sukadeva Goswami said
Samyak.
Samyak
Completely.
completely
Vyavasita.
Vyavasita
Fixed.
Buddhi.
Buddhi
Intelligence.
intelligence
Tava.
Tava
Of your majesty.
of your majesty
Raja Rishi Sattama.
Rajarshi Sattama
O best of the Rajarshis.
O best of the Rajarshis
Saintly
kings
Vasudeva Kathayam.
Vasudeva Kathayam
In hearing about the topics of Vasudeva.
Hearing about the topics of Vasudeva Krishna.
Say your Yat
because
Jata
Jata
developed
Naishtiki
without cessation.
without cessation
Rati
Rati
attraction or ecstatic devotional service.
attraction or ecstatic devotional service.
So, translation. Srila Shukadeva Goswami said, "O your majesty, best of all saintly kings, because you are greatly attracted to topics of Vasudeva, it is certain that your intelligence is firmly fixed in spiritual understanding, which is the only true goal for humanity. Because that attraction is unceasing, it is certainly sublime." The purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Krishna Katha is compulsory for the Rajarshi or executive head of government. This is also mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, Imam Rajashayo Vidu, Bhagavad Gita 4.2. Unfortunately, however, in this age, the governmental power is gradually being captured by third-class and fourth-class men who have no spiritual understanding, and society is therefore very quickly becoming degraded. Krishna Katha must be understood by the executive heads of government, for otherwise, how will people be happy and gain relief from the pangs of materialistic life? One who has fixed his mind in Krishna consciousness should be understood to have very sharp intelligence in regard to the value of life. Maharaj Parikshit was a Rajarshi Sattama, the best of all saintly kings. And Shukadeva Goswami was Muni Sattama, best of Munis. Both of them were elevated because of their common interest in Krishna Katha. The exalted position of the speaker and the audience will be explained very nicely in the next verse. Krishna Katha is so enlivening that Maharaj Parikshit forgot everything material, even his personal comfort in relation to food and drink. This is an example of how the Krishna conscious movement should be spread all over the world to bring both the speaker and the audience to the transcendental platform and back home, back to Ghana. Again, the verse, Sri Shubhavacha Samyagva Vasita Bhupis Tava Rajarshi Sattva Vasudeva Kathayam Te Ayodhya Naishtiki Rati Somyana Timida Dashakana Shanasnaya Chakshur Medikam Tasmai Shigurave Namaha. So, I want to concentrate on the final portion of this verse. where it says, this is because you have unceasing attraction or unceasing devotional service. So we should examine why Maharaj Parikshit has unceasing attraction for Krishna Kata and why we don't. So some of you, if I ask you the question, you'll say, that's because he was saved by Krishna. That's the usual answer. And throughout his whole life, he's Parikshit. It's called Parikshit. Means one who's examiner looking for Krishna. But that's not really the reason. Because with everybody, including great personalities or personalities born in good families, there's two things. There's nature and nurture. And so we find in many cases where there's people with very, very good Krishna conscious parents, the children become absolute demons. I'm not talking about anyone this time, but no one. The example I'm giving is an historical example. That's Krishna's own son with Bhumi. Actually, there's several examples. Bhumi, of course, is the earth goddess. And Krishna appeared once as Lord Varahadev. And Lord Varahadev, when he picked up the earth planet because of this demon Hiranyaksha was submerging the earth due to, Prabhupada said it's similar to the oil exploitation nowadays. Anyway, the earth's rotation was disturbed. And so he touched the earth, and then, Angani, Yasha, Shakalan, Driyadri, Timanti, he could do anything with any of his limbs. And so earth became pregnant with a cute little kid. Like, come on. His name was Boma. That means, earth god. And Bhumi is earth girl. And Boma is earth guy. Anyway, and so he had good parents, right? Do you think of better parents than that? Are your parents better than that? And Krishna and Bhumi?
If I speak on Vito.
I mean, Krishna is Krishna conscious, for sure. Bhumi is Krishna conscious. So he had some bad association. And because of that, he grew up as a demon. And of course the story goes, it's an interesting story. Krishna told his wife, Bhumi, I will not kill him without your permission. So Krishna was very intelligent. He always gets what he wants. When he was going to attack Asura, his son, who had previously stolen 16,100 princesses, he took Satyabhama with him. And he took Satyabhama with him because Satyabhama, Bhumi expands from Satyabhama. All Krishna's wives expand openly, Radharani, Rukmini, Satyabhama, etc. So Satyabhama was on the back of Garuda. And when she saw that her son, I should have realized, remember, was Yogamaya. So anyway, when she saw her son was actually attacking Krishna and Garuda, she said, kill him immediately, what are you waiting for? And Krishna said, thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Not much. Priya. Thank you. And Krishna killed him. So there's an example. And then we have, even in the modern day, we have a Dvaitacharya who had 6 sons, 3 of whom actually became non-devotees. Pretty interesting, isn't it? So you devotee? precedes you. So anyway, and he had to reject it. It's interesting in Indian culture, if you reject your children, it's like they never existed. It's like somebody will get asked someone, how is this son, that son, or that daughter? And he said, huh? I had that son by that man. I had that experience. You know, having Indian culture, you know, Gujarati culture. Things like that. So anyway, so there's that instance. And then you have other instances too, where the opposite occurred, where someone was a born demon, or became a demon, or whatever, like Valmiki, or actually was Ratnakara before, and he had chanted the whole thing, so he became a devotee, a great devotee, able to write the Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana. I mean, many things. I mean, you have many instances of, you know, really low-class people becoming devotees of the Supreme Personality of God, the prostitute, Haridas Thakur, right? She became a pure devotee. Brahari, he became a pure devotee by association. So it's interesting. So what is the secret? And actually, the secret of all these devotees who became pure devotees, what is the secret? Does anybody know? What?
Association.
Of not.
No, not only association, but what?
Surrender.
Surrender. Of course, everybody surrenders. What?
Krishna's grace.
Consistency.
No. Serving the Vaishnavas. So, I often talk about this subject matter. So with Parikshit Maharaj, let's get back to Parikshit Maharaj. You could see that he was not only serving the Vaishnavas, he was engaged in other activities very important, Lord Chaitanya's movement, which is called Jiva Doy. Jiva Doy and Vaishnava Seva, you know. That's the method he gets Namaruchi, which is described in this verse, Namaruchi, that he, for example, when he saved Bhumi and Dharma, you know, because he considered, as a Rajarshi, he considered everyone living in his kingdom as Praja, you know, his children. Actually, you see that in the case of Maharaj, Lord Ram, sorry. I said Maharaj Ram. Anyway, whatever. Be careful. It's interesting, whenever you refer to different appearances of the Lord, you use a different pronoun. With Krishna, I don't like to say Lord Krishna. I say Krishna. With Ram, I don't like to say Ram. It doesn't feel right. I say Lord Ram. Lord Srinadev, you know. It was a different mood of approach, isn't it? With Krishna, you just want to say, you know, hey, Krishna, how do you do? Like Braj Basi. Like Krishna's their friend, you know. They never say the word Krishna. Krishna's God. What's this God business doing with Krishna anyway? With Lord Nrsimhadev, he's God. Lord Ram, he's God, right? Apart from Ram, he better be God to you. Because I want to be a bloody mess. So, anyway, so Lord Ram, the same thing, you know. In order to serve Jiva Doy, the residents, of course, he didn't have any trouble with Namaruchi. But anyway, setting an example of Rajarshi, he, in order to serve the residents of Ayodhya, he sacrificed his own happiness with his wife. Of course, I know there's something really esoteric going on at the same time, that it was, you know, people wanted to save and all those other nice things. But I mean, exoterically, he sacrificed everything. For the, you know, just for the purpose of the citizens, so that they would have a happy kingdom and listen to him. Not that he simply wanted to listen to him, but he wanted an orderly kingdom. So you see that in the lives of Rajarshis. And certainly Lord Ram is like an example of Rajarshi, and Parikshit Maharaj is an example of Rajarshi. And you go through all these different Rajarshis. Prithu, for example, in order to feed everybody in his kingdom, he was running after earth personified. Essentially, he was an incarnation of God, ready to kill Bhumi. Think about it. Isn't that interesting? Earth had taken the shape of a cow and he's running after her because she wasn't producing anything for the people in his kingdom. So it shows a complete disinterest in one's own happiness, and a great interest in the happiness of the others. You know, really, another paradupa duki. So, Parikshit Maharaj, anyway, and you see that, all right, let's talk about these other personalities who became devotees, like Jadai and Madai. They were told eventually by Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that they should make a bathing ghat, and then they should serve everybody who came to that ghat, called the Madai Ghat in Mayapur, Srila Mayapur. And so you see that, it's just, yeah, it's very wonderful. And of course, in Murari served Tulsi Devi, but I'm sure they were serving other Vaishnavas. So, in order to come to that stage of Nama Ruchi, which is, you know, Parikshit Maharaj hasn't. Some of your fans texting you.
No, it's my house lock.
Oh, your house lock.
Sorry.
Those are some of your fans, just like, Guruma, give me your mercy, Guruma. So anyway, getting to this. So you see this in the case of everybody who achieves that. There's this mood of Vaishnava. So I was thinking about this today. I was just lamenting. I said, why don't I have more of a mood for attraction for Krishna Katha, you know? Why can't I just like sit down and read the Goswami literatures for 12 hours a day? What's wrong with me? Why do I want to find out what's going on in the world today? It's useless, I think. Why do I want to find out the latest news about Donald Trump? Why do I want to understand how to build a bridge? Anyway. Why do I get talking to? Don't even know years ago. Why do I want to understand about gold mines? What's wrong with me? Why did I text something about Achilles' heel today to find out about Achilles' tendon? So anyway, so you know, I'm lamenting. I'm thinking, why don't I like the Goswamis of Vrindavan and Hey Radhe Brajadevike, Hey Nanda Shunokuta? You know, why? Why is this? Then relating to this particular verse, you know, he was here 7 days. Why am I making plans for my next prashadam? You know, it's like we're on Parikrama, you know, Radhe. And then I say, how much stuff are you storing here for when I come back next time? He says, I have all these nuts and everything. Oh, thank you, I feel much better. So, yeah, so we should lament like that. Actually, it's good lamentation. But then, like anything when you're lamenting, you should diagnose why, too, not just lament. Try to understand that the solution is we have to learn how to serve the Vaishnavas better and serve people better. In general, be compassionate. Just like I saw, you know, I learned a lot from our Richard Walla. He's a Rajapasa, you know. He has a house right in Jatipur. Oh my God. And family, and two boys, three boys actually, three boys. Yeah, three boys. And he tells me how he walked so many times to Barshana to beg for a girl. It's interesting. Most of the times they want a boy.
Wow.
But he wanted a girl and never got one.
Wow.
Pretty interesting, isn't it? Most of the times they just say, I want a boy, I want a boy. They keep trying because they want boys, but they end up with girls.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It happens. Oh my God, I'm kind of one for you. But anyway, so, but he was just saying, I just want to just serve the Vaishnavas. Here's this person like walking barefoot. With a bicycle rickshaw, not even one of these motorized things with a fancy screen and Bluetooth. Now they have Bluetooth on the rickshaw. They have screens that are in. And then there's a new type of rickshaw coming out with light walls, And he's just thinking, I want to serve the Vaishnava, and he's so happy there, walking barefoot with a, very thin coat. And that we offer, he wants a better coat, no, it's fine, but one of the devotees gave him a coat.
Yeah.
I know. That's your business, you have to serve the Vaishnavas. So anyway, I just think, what's wrong with me? So we lament. So then, or diagnose, prognosis. Prognosis is useless. I'll never be a devotee, You look at these people, great devotees, I'm not even speaking about people like Prabhupada, that's beyond my scope. And then just think, why not me? So then, it gets us back to Vaishnava Seva and Jiva Joy. So we just have to really be ready to sacrifice everything. I mean, you hear about these great Prajarsis who just, not only do they want to help everyone, they actually do sacrifices. I'm not just talking about havens, swaha, swaha, swaha. They do austerities for the benefit of others. So if we actually develop that mood, but that's the prerequisite. That's the prerequisite for having this Krishna Katha, the desire to hear Krishna Katha unceasingly for 7 days. I mean, we have 7 minutes maybe. Yeah, 7 days. I remember sitting in Bhagavatam class just fighting off sleep. And one time, oh my God, I should mention this. One time someone was giving class, wasn't the most interesting. So I slept during the class. And the devotees took a picture of me, The Gurudev intently listening to class. I saw that picture on the internet. I saw that picture. And I was thinking, oh my God, really, little did they realize what I was doing. People wake me up all this time to greet the deity.
Wow.
So, of course we distinguish who's giving an interesting class, who's not giving an interesting class, but if we were actually devotees, we'd be wrapped in attention. Of course, Prabhupada did come in, there's a famous story that many devotees tell that, actually I saw that too, that when Prabhupada would come someplace and give a class, devotees would generally sleep because they'd be up the last few days. They were up the last few days preparing for Prabhupada, so they're completely exhausted. But then, I remember being in New Vrindavan, 1972, with Prabhupada and Janmashtami. All the devotees were sleeping. Prabhupada just kept us up hearing Krishna Katha until 3 in the morning. Reading Krishna book, and all the devotees were just like, Prabhupada, what are you doing to us? Prabhupada was getting more energetic though. He was just like, beaming and just energetic, and the rest of us. Prabhupada said, okay, like to take prasad, and so, you know, we really have to admit, we don't have so much of a taste for this Krishna Katha. So that, anyway, the remedial measure is, Vaishnava Seva, Evadoy. And also Krishna Katha too, you know. Krishna Katha is its own solution for lack of desire to hear Krishna Katha, you know, you can't. But keep on chanting, and they're also avoiding offenses in chanting. So we should really analyze our lives like that. Because that's why Parikshit Maharaj had an attraction. Not simply because of his birth, that's just something that many people have. Well, not that Krishna saves many people, but anyway. But you know, many people grow up, I've seen it in ISKCON, many people grow up with Krishna, isn't it? Yeah. And later on they change. But they choose bad association. It's not just an excuse, you know, I didn't even do it because I had association. You know, we have to make so many excuses for our own failures. Yeah, my mother wasn't nice to me. She forced me to chant japa. I mean, that's not good. Parents force you to chant japa, they should be beaten. Right now? I never metaphors, but I think that's just, if you had, I wouldn't have said that. But, you know, so we have excuses. You know, there's so many excuses, you know, like, I'm like this because my mind just got out of control. Anger overtook me. It's like we hear, you know, the excuse what? Like if someone's an alcoholic, well, if someone drinks too much, they say, why don't you just stop drinking? Well, I can't, I'm an alcoholic. All these excuses, you know, you just gotta, if you use the expression, take the bull by the horns and be responsible for your actions. So if you don't have an attraction, it's your fault, buddy. It's not Prabhupada's fault, it's not your parents' fault. You have to do something. You don't have to. If you don't do anything, then you'll get an attraction. So, you know, I'm thinking seriously, I want to have that attraction. So I'm not serving the devotees enough. Yeah, so I have to serve the devotees more. I want to have an attraction. I really want to be able to sit down all day long. Hear the Goswami's literatures, read Prabhupada's philosophy, obviously. And just like, wow. Yeah, now what I do, I read. Yeah, it's not that I don't read. I was reading today. But anyway, so, but now in order to fall asleep at night, I read the Bhagavad Gita. Well, it's good, I remember the Bhagavad Gita. I mean, last night I read the whole 18th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita.
Wow.
Before I went to sleep.
Whole 18 chapters.
What?
19 chapter.
Just
The whole 18 chapter.
The whole 18th
I
chapter.
thought the whole book 1 to 18.
What?
So from chapter 1 to chapter 18, she was thinking like that.
She said what?
She was thinking it was chapter 1 to chapter 18. You said-
Oh, no, oh, Bhagavad Gita, what was that would be someone with a real sleep problem. The whole Bhagavad Gita to put me to sleep. I mean, that would be good, either it would be a good sign, or would be, I have to see a doctor. One of the two things. No, the 18th chapter. Anyway, so reading the 18th chapter, and then I went off into, what's that called? How's that the word?
Right?
Sleep fairy came.
Very.
You know, anyway, there's a word for it, sleep line or something like that. So then, anyway, so, but if I was actually a devotee of good reading, I wouldn't be able to sleep. So, anyway, we should lament like that and just like make corrections in our lives and just dedicate our lives to these activities like Parikshit Maharaj. He's an example. Prabhupada is an example. You know, dedicate our lives to helping other people. That's basically it. Devotees and non-devotees. And being compassionate. And then all, and even if we were Jedi and Madais before, then it doesn't really matter. So, and, even we can think about our past, how we were Jedis and Madais, and that could be an impetus. Because you were Jedi. Born into a devotee family. She's a baby in the middle of concert or something. Jumped out of her crib. So anyway, so this is, anyway, that's what I was thinking about reading this verse. That's really the way to just serve. And I see so many of the devotees here, I'm appreciative of the service attitude. Like, Sundari wanted to serve, rather than go out and see all these holy places, she wanted to serve, even though, Lord, you have to go out here, you have to go out there. He said, no, we can serve. And then, just some devotees with me. They just want to serve. That's it, that's what, you just want to do service. Service, hearing chanting the service also. And Santosh wants to get back to Tulsi Devi, doing what is the shopping, such a good example. This is the shopping in the temple, then gave Tulsi Devi dressed as the deities. Oh my God. Plus, Sundari's mother getting really tired. She's doing all that stuff right now.
Oh yeah, all have service.
She's really sorry. So you see the deities smiling, that's because they have servants like that. Imagine she's temple president, she's doing the shopping, she's dressing the deities, she's organizing the Pujari service, cooking breakfast many of the mornings, right? Probably Raj Bogos of the mornings. And that's really what we want to be, this service, to the needful for Krishna. Actually, when we first started the temple, New Goloka Temple, I was doing all that stuff too. I was buying the Boga and then doing what else was it? Phew. Dressing the deities in the morning to the Pujari, kicked me out. That was Krishna crazy. He said, I don't want you on the altar anymore. Because I was wild. I thought I was a Brajabasi, Krishna was there for Vrindavan, and there were birds everywhere. He might have been there, I'm not sure. No, that was it. That was before he came.
Yeah.
But anyway, so, but it was nectar, just being absorbed all day long and doing things and serving the Vaishnavas and cooking the Sunday feast and everything like that. So, so service, chanting, mixed program like that, and then you get it. Then ultimately that taste will come. So when it's necessary, then you just sit down and chant all day long and hear all day long. You just absorb. But right now, actually, Prabhupada said in the Gita, in the beginning, one becomes attached to the service. At the end, one is more attached to the bhav, the nectar of the connection. Sambandha, the connection with Krishna, and the move. But in the beginning, according to our psychophysical nature, we just absorb ourselves, doing like Arjuna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So, oh my God, let's see what's like. Oh my God, it's almost late. So, any questions or comments? Yes.
I was wondering, I forget what Jiva Joy and Vipulova Seva means.
Okay, Jiva Doya means compassion for jivas. Lord Chaitanya has three, I didn't mention that. I didn't mention it directly. Three main lessons for us. Jiva Doya, Namaruchi, Vaishnava Seva. Those are the three main aspects of Lord Chaitanya's teachings. Basically, for us. The other things like, people want to say and understanding Radharani's love, Krishna, these other things. But, at least as far as we're concerned generally, those are the three things that we need to perfect. Jiva Doya, which means compassion for all living entities, even if ants You know, sometimes you read in the Bhagavatam that the householders, the people get married, they consider all the animals, even the bugs, to be like their children. That's a hard one, isn't it? You know, there goes, you know, a cockroach walks across the floor. There's one of my children, one of my sons. And the cockroach has like, how many children do cockroaches? Thousands. And there's all my grandchildren there. That's a hard one for me to digest. Anyway. Is that Jiva Doya? It's really hard. Oh, welcome back. So the Jiva Doya is compassion for all living entities without discrimination. Not thinking that one living entity is ugly and another one is pretty or attractive. Jiva Doya, I mean, that's one reason why we're vegetarians. But also, it should, you know, I mean, that's one of the reasons I have trouble, you know, with serving milk at the temple, because I understand it's a product of violence. It disturbs me, but anyway, they do it anyway. But, and so anyway, so Jiva Doya and Vaishnava Seva, serving the Vaishnavas. And that's what we come here to Govardhan to do, to serve the Vaishnavas, all the other Vaishnavas. It's much more enjoyable. I experience, when I come here, there's Vaishnavas that, of course I'm not serving, they're serving me. Which is even better. I'm sorry. You know my true consciousness. Anyway, so. No, but I'm also serving, you know. I serve Praneshra by telling him how to be kind to his wife. So that, you know, the guru serves sometimes by cutting. By telling his disciple he's a rascal. But that's service. That's a nice service. I love that service. That's right, that's my nature, you know, psycho-visualization. So anyway, so you know, Vaishnavas say, serving the Vaishnavas. All Vaishnavas. You know, no, not lower, not higher, just serving all Vaishnavas. I mean, according to their, you know, what they need, what's best for them. Not necessarily doing what any Vaishnava asks you, because many people ask for things that are not good for them. Then you get Namaruchi, which means a taste. Like Krishna Maharaj. I mean, that's an extreme taste. Or the Goswami in Vrindavan. Just going around Vrindavan hearing Krishna Katha all the time. I mean, come on. No mobile phones. I mean, nowadays, if you take the mobile phone away from the children, they did an experiment. And they wanted to see how many days the children could go. They couldn't go for hours before having nervous breakdowns. Not you, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, most of the people, Australia, America, like that, with the kids like that. Even myself, you know, just, I have this tendency to reach for my pockets, like in the old days, you know, the Western, you reach for your gun, you know. So I reach, kid partner, it's my old phone. You know? Anyway, so. I mean, it's something that had that much attraction, and the Goswamis had that attraction, Prabhupada had that attraction. Well, you know, that Guru got up at 10 o'clock in the night. You know, he takes rest at 8, gets up at 10. To write all these literatures, that's an attraction. It's not that he was miserable, not that he was like, oh, I gotta write these literatures, Lord, you sent me down to do this. Oh my God, I can't wait to go back to Godhead to get out of this terrible service that I'm doing, you know, sitting down, not even a computer, you know, not even a typewriter. You know, me, you know, in order to write, like I need a typewriter, I need a standing desk to move one that press a button, goes up and down. I don't need a typewriter, I need a computer, standing desk, proper lamps, a real comfortable chair, and also in my room, I need a lounge chair.
Water.
Well, water, everybody needs. You know, it's a reclining chair with a button on it, so then call up someone, disciples, give me a recliner.
Massage chair.
What?
Massage.
I don't have that yet. Need a cushion, a heating pad for my feet, keep my little footsies warm. You know, it goes when I'm sitting, we're down in the cold like this, right? I mean, you look at the Bhajan Kutir Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. I mean, their Bhajan Kutirs are in better shape now than they were when they were on the planet. They were just grass huts then. It's not that they weren't concrete stuff, you know. It was just a grass hut. And Raghunath Das Goswami didn't even build himself a hut until Sanatana Goswami just pressurized it in building a hut. And still they're in ecstasy. Me, I just be, it's cold. Isn't it? I'm freezing. My God, So I just go upstairs. We have this heat pump upstairs, and I just turn it up, which would be 24 degrees. That's not warm enough. 28, maybe, that'll be good. I don't know. I'm just sleep. And then there's no hot water to take a shower with. That would you have to bring a hot water heater from Australia for me. So one year he comes. He comes with a hot water heater on his back from Australia. Didn't work out. Indian water was too much for it. Isn't it? And then all right, you have to clean my clothes and dry them. So he carries a dryer from Australia. True. This is spoiled brats and everything. And the sannyasis, they're just, and the Goswamis, they're just like, hey, Radhe, when it's weather like this, so what do we have to be proud of, isn't it? So much facility. I have 2 nice coats, with down inside. They're on my neck. 10-course dinner, 20-course dinner. So, I mean, we should really realize how little taste we have, that's the point. And then makes me do something about it. Preach Krishna consciousness, dedicate our lives to helping others, things like that. Then we get a taste. And don't hurt anyone else. Don't commit offenses against Vaishnavas, whatever you do, never hurt Vaishnavas, commit offense against Vaishnavas. That's the most dangerous thing. Okay, other questions? Yes. Vipralambha Seva, that means to worship in separation. It's the service in separation. Seva means service. So, just like Radharani is experiencing separation from Krishna. It's Vipralambha. And when you experience separation from Krishna, Krishna is there in that separation. It's like, if I experience separation from Prabhupada, Prabhupada is there. Prabhupada is there. He's just as much there as when he was physically present on the planet. That's Vipralambha, with a spiritual personality. If you experience separation from a material personality, they're not there. And even if you're with material personality, they're not there. Because they're not the body. And you don't even know what the hell they're thinking of. I always often use an example, like you're with your dog. You're petting your dog, you're thinking how much the dog loves me. And the dog is just thinking this person tastes good. Is licking. Yeah, the example, probably uses an example. That when people die sometimes, oh my God. First part of the body the dog eats is the nose. The dog, I say. But, you know, I like them, because they chase away the monkeys. I remember when I used to live in the woods in Nuka and I used an outside toilet, and the toilet was always clean. I just wondered, who's cleaned it? Do I have any disciples who were that dedicated? So one day I looked at it, I mean, I guess that was like Lokanath Goswami and Narottama Das. And then Narottama was cleaning his toilet. And there was a dog cleaning my toilet every day. They're mochi animals!
Yeah.
So anyway, so Vipralambha. So talking about Vipralambha, God. So Vipralambha means that, you know, the separation from a great personality or from Krishna or from residents Vrindavan within the devotees. And they're present. But when we're with people, we're never, not really with them because there's no meeting of minds. It's, you know, it's just like, everybody's on a different wavelength. The dog is thinking something, I'm thinking something, or even two human beings. But when in a spiritual relationship, there's actually connections, the rendezvous connection. So Vipralambha means the connection and separation. It's actually a very important term in terms of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings. Because that's generally how we're supposed to be worshiping Krishna, Radharani. In the mood of separation. You know, sometimes. And in the mood of humility. I was thinking about humility the other day when some people from Radhakund came to see me. And they were trying to convince me I was a servant of a particular sake. I never had that before. I really wanted to understand how people get drawn in. So Krishna sent these people to talk to me. 3 people came from Radhakund. And they were going through the whole list. They told me which sake Gopal Krishna Maharaj was serving, which sake Prabhupada was serving. And you know, it was a good education for me. I wasn't attracted because I understand, you know, so, you know, who am I? You know, I can't even sit down and hear about Krishna 24 hours a day with the speaker. So they went through this whole Sanskrit analysis, you know, Sanskrit. Do you like this? Do you like that? Do you like this? Do you like that? What type of food do you like? And I was thinking they're actually connecting my material my material goodness with my spiritual body. I said it that way. This is amazing. I found it really amazing. But I can see how people really get into it. You know, if you like sweet things, okay. Chicholeka. You have Chicholeka's sake. That would be cool. You know, so we really have to cultivate humility and understand how much we're lacking. And then also not get depressed about it, but just understand what we have to do about it. That's the whole point I'm making. And then ultimately we can come to the place of Kirtaniyasa Ahari, like Purja Paraj, hearing constantly. Okay, time for one more question, because time for something much more important in life than hearing. This is Prashant. Yeah.
For that, the acharyas used to pray to Krishna, that, oh Krishna, if you want, please take our count, Lord, all these things from us. And please bestow us the Navaruchi Jiva and Vaishnava Seva.
No, they did it. They didn't simply pray to Krishna. Krishna take away. They give me an example. Actually, Bhakti, you know, throughout Gaur chants, Gopinath, I'm a materialistic rascal. Please take this sinner weeping to your lotus feet. He doesn't say take away the condemnation. I think that we have to work at it. We have to work at our lust, anger, and greed, you know. Yeah, and obviously we want Krishna to purify us of those things.
So my question is, if some devotee acquires these qualities and maintains, so is
What,
that
what qualities, less anger and greed?
no, Namruchi Jiva,
Yeah.
so is that the other qualities gradually falling in place?
Well, the other qualities come about, you're talking about a diminishment of lust, anger, and greed. That happens before you get, you gotta conquer it. Vajra Vego, Manasa, Krota Vego, Bhura Vego, Mudra Vajra. That's nectar of instruction. One has to tolerate the pushings. They'll still push. But, there's, sometimes, I have to be honest, sometimes I feel like really throttling someone. But I control it. Look at yourself, I don't know what's going on. You don't know when I like Oh, someone's birthday? Who? Who?
Krishna Keshav.
Krishna Keshavar's birthday.
Oh, wow.
There's not a lot of these sweets anymore. Okay, let's have a birthday. Now, philosophy for everybody. Let's have a birthday party.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Krishna Keshav.
Why you just disappeared?
No, it's 1 year, how many years, whatever it
No.
is.
Is it?
More than 1 year.
So, we're gonna do some Gita express.
No, my father is 13 years before.
Yeah, that's right. That's Father's been a long time.
Yeah, so
Yeah, you kirtan for his father.
yes, Gurudev.
So, everything right?
Yes, Gurudev.
Thank you both for coming. How'd you get here? Yeah, no scooter. Today. Very, very good. How was Vrindavan? Yeah, Vrindavan is, we sent us a text and said, don't come, nobody should go to Vrindavan.
Very unbelievably crowded right now.
Dangerous, right?
Very crowded. Yes. There's no vehicles, it's only walking and that also at
Too
Kumabela.
many.
It's crushed, people just get crushed.
How are you gonna get back?
So
We will figure
we're
out.
we're gonna figure that out. We'll figure
We
it out.
might walk from a certain
Do you have a
point.
Mercedes or?
Yeah. Here's the driver and he knows the back roads.
Yeah,
We'll have
you go to
to-
the back.
We'll have to walk from a certain point because the cars are not allowed inside right
You
now.
won't be able to bring a car to your house then?
No, not until 10 p.m. But we're gonna get there before the fog hits.
You better get
Another,
there before the fog.
yeah.
Okay.
So you're doing this on Maha Garden.
Srila
From Prabhupada?
Yes,
Thank you.
a small Prabhupada.
It doesn't have any miracles on it.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much. Anyway, we'll see you next trip.
Yes,
Thursday, no, in February I'll be here.
yes, okay,
You'll be here in February?
yes, we'll be here. What date are you?
And I'll let you know when we're gonna do that program.
Okay, yes,
So you can come and sing.
Yes. in March. May,
March, it would be the beginning of March.
beginning of March, right?
Beginning of March, because I'm only like the first week and a half or something like that.
Okay.
Then I go to Australia and New Zealand and Fiji. We're getting more people flying around to Krishna Lila, two places.
Great,
And Krishna Keshav is gonna buy a place here, hopefully.
very good.
Really sorry for you that we couldn't come as much as I
That's all
wanted. We had a wedding and it was like a family wedding and we have to go.
Dude,
Yeah,
Horrible,
sorry to you.
weddings are so fun.
they're
They
horrible.
are horrible.
He was leaving from the president's son from Baltimore. So it was very,
I was just at a wedding, people you know.
oh,
It's a Gujarati wedding.
okay.
And unfortunately, I had my mobile phone with me.
Yeah. Don't worry.
I was playing with it
before. Yeah, well, we have kirtan now for the next 31st, a big concert, 2 concerts. On the 31st, 30th. Yeah,